Hey everyone, welcome to Girl Educate Yourself. I'm Angela Fazio.
And I'm Kristen Cantrell. And today we get to talk with Marina Macartney out of Southern California.
I'm really excited about her topic because it's one of my favorite prospecting methods, and it's door knocking. So she's going to give us some tips on door knocking. Hey Marina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you to both Kristen and Angela for having me. I'm honored to be on here and excited to share just a little bit about one aspect of a good way to introduce yourself to areas that you hope to do more business in as a realtor. So to that point, again, I'm Marina Macartney. I live in Southern California. I'm in Orange County, so the area in between LA and San Diego. I've been in real estate for 2 years, and one method of prospecting and introducing myself in the areas where I hope to do more business in is door knocking. And this is something that initially I didn't think was going to be part of my real estate practice or plan, but I thought, got to try a little bit of everything to get started, and actually found that it was really productive. So when it comes to door,
let's sit right there real quick because I feel like so many people hear door knocking and they cringe.
I did at the beginning when someone said, Angela, why didn't you door knock? I'd be like, heck no. But it was like one of my best prospecting methods.
Yeah, if you're a good people person, I think it's great. So even if you feel like that, listen up right now because Marina's going to tell you how it helped her. She's still a new agent, and this has been something that has been helpful for her 2 years in business.
Well, way to focus the audience.
I know.
Good job,
focus
Kristen.
in, guys.
Good. Okay.
So true. And I think like anything, you can't knock it till you try it. So for me, I started with, I said, I'm going to do, that was not planned. But I started with, I have 2 hours. I'm going to try this for 2 hours. And I'll say that, luckily it was a good experience. And so from there, I just pepper it into my months or weeks. It's not something I do every day. But I do find that it's a way where if maybe you don't have a lot of open houses in the next month or so, it's a way to get out there and make more connections. So when it comes to door knocking, my main goals are to introduce myself, to let people know that I'm their resource when it comes to real estate today and in the future. And because, some people are not in market, they're not looking to make a change today. Maybe they're not even paying attention for whatever reason, which would be hard in today's world. But it's just letting them know that you're there to provide them information when they are ready to get more engaged in their real estate know-how. And then, of course, making a connection. So, not just saying, hey, I'm Marina, and then, taking off. You want to know a little bit about them, know who they are, hopefully get their contact information of choice, whether they're open to sharing an email or phone number, and letting them know what to expect. I'm going to update you occasionally via email. If I have someone that's looking specifically in your neighborhood, I might call you if you're okay with that. But ultimately, it's really about, you also have to be open to letting the conversation, when people do open the door, letting the conversation go to kind of where they steer it. And so sometimes that leads to really unique connections. So I'll stop there, but those are the 3 points that I focus on when I introduce myself and knock on people's doors, which is something I never thought I would do.
Yeah, I know, like what we used to use a lot of door knocking in conjunction with something else, in conjunction to an invitation to come see an open house on the weekend, or in conjunction with like, hey, you know what, there's all these new build communities, and I'm letting the neighbors know about these new build communities. There'd be also some reasons just to let people know so that they see you as somebody who has knowledge in the field, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's a great point, Angela. It makes it a lot easier, or kind of takes away that hesitation surrounding the whole process, is going with something in hand or with a purpose. Yep. So typically these days I'll have like a market update, and instead of just mailing them and having them show up with the other 15 marketing pieces they get from other agents in the area, I'll hand deliver them, say, I just wanted to introduce myself with this update, explain my ties to the community, why I'm updating them, and maybe what clients I'm working with that are looking for homes. Maybe they know someone that's looking to sell. But typically, if it's not a market update that I'm handing out, it's wishing them in this month, December, maybe wishing them happy holidays is an easy way to introduce yourself. But also, I tend to do this, again, in areas where I want to grow my business and do more business. And typically, in those areas, I have transaction history. So either I've helped buyers buy in the community or I've had listings. And if you don't have that and you're an even newer agent, it's just about saying, well, understanding the activity of what's happening in that community and just sharing, hey, there's a record sale down the street, or the largest model sold for X and the previous one was only, was below that. So just, again, it's about either, I think, handing them something to keep, but it's all about sharing information, I think. But it is
value.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I think it is easier to do when you have something to point to. Either you've done some business in that community, or you live in that community, you're heavily invested in it. The value of their home affects the value of your home. There's a variety of ways, but you always want to look for that tie that gives you that comfort and makes you feel like I should be here. I've done the research. Go ahead, Kristen.
I have a new agent and we came up with a farming plan for her and I'm obsessed with the whole plan. I'm going to tell you a little piece of it, and it's door knocking. So we talk about door knocking with a purpose. Well, her purpose is, I'm like, go get food trucks and create an every week thing around it. So she does food truck Thursdays in her neighborhood, and the whole plan around it is fantastic, but she's going and door knocking, inviting everybody. Hey, I wanted to let you know I'm your neighborhood realtor and I have now done food truck Thursdays. Every Thursday you can expect a food truck in our neighborhood. This week we're going to have, yesterday she had like a seafood lobster roll person, right? So she's like, she gets to tell them who it is. And then she's like, do you want to be notified who the food truck is via text every week? I'm not kidding. I told her, I said, I would do anything if somebody texted me every Thursday and was like, hey, just so you know, there's a food truck with lobster rolls in our neighborhood tonight. Would you, it'll be at the basketball court at 5:30.
Oh my gosh, that's genius.
It's literally
Did you come up with that idea?
Oh my gosh, I have a lot to do with her whole plan. Yes, because I had food truck Fridays in my neighborhood for a while, and the realtor that was farming our neighborhood, I'm like, dude, I have so many ideas for you, but I didn't give them to her. I gave them to my other girls.
Good for you.
And so anyway,
great idea.
I know.
Such a great idea. And then when they come, they know her as the neighborhood realtor. And I told her, your goal at Food Truck Thursdays is to build a relationship and plant a seed that you're a realtor. It's literally like you are so focused. And I'm going to share another golden nugget real quick. There's an app. It's free. It's called Blink, BLINQ. Okay. Right. You pull it up and it's a QR code. So when you're having meaningful conversations with your neighbors at these things, or if you do any community events, you can say, hey, put my information in your phone. And when they download it, you get an email with all their information.
It's genius.
It's literally, she's building her database this way. And
everybody has their phone with them.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
And then you get their information non-threatening. Take a picture of this. You're going to get my information shoved into your phone.
That's right.
And then I get an email with yours.
And you don't ask either. You say, hey, take a picture of this. This is my information.
I'm literally like, pull your camera out.
Thank you for sharing that, because you get one chance when you're getting their information to write it down properly, spell that email correct. I read it back, phone number, but that removes all the human error aspects. Yeah. And I think that's awesome. I'm going to try using that at the door.
It's so cute. I'm not kidding. Like you get to put like your logo, everything. And when it downloads your contact card, it's like, okay, I'm kind of a nerd with like when somebody sends me a full contact card, like I get their title, the company they work for, their email. I'm like, it feels so good. So I get to do that.
You could have stopped the sentence. I'm such a nerd.
I know.
You could have stopped it right there.
I know. But it just helps. You're out in front of people, and when you're door knocking, if you're having a good conversation, hey, like, let me get my contact information if you need anything,
Absolutely. And I think that like you said, the more you learn about people, it's just interesting. It's fun to connect and meet new people. But if you learn how many kids they have, how old their kids are, what they do for work, or do they work from home? Are you going to find them at home, when you check in next year at the holidays or whatever it might be? All that information is so good to have. And it's just interesting too. But, maybe their kids.
Your attention to detail is so good. Can you imagine, because you have that great brain, if you found out in your area what people do, and then all of a sudden you'd find, oh my gosh, did you know that your neighbor Larry over there does this?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I think, and that's part of being a realtor too. It's like always connecting people, always
Yeah.
promoting your client services to other people. That it's just like making those connections. And so, and door knocking's, it can be an overwhelming one at first, but again, most people, and I think for me, one of the things I really emphasize, because you get a couple seconds when people open the door to whether or not they're going to give you 2 or 3 minutes or not. And so for me, and I introduce myself. I obviously say, hi, I'm Marina. I'm a realtor with X brokerage, and I am a local. I live in this community, for example, and I've lived here. I've lived in this community for 10 years. I'm a mom, and I just, I'm taking some time to introduce myself with this handout. So with that, I'm trying to give them, without saying too much, because it can be a mouthful, a couple pieces about me that hopefully one of those pieces aligns with someone in their household, and they're not just going to shut the door or not give you a moment of their time. So I think that's a big piece. Obviously, you want to focus on the profession because real estate is our business, and that's what you want to be their resource in that avenue. But I think it helps, making just a little bit of resonating with them on some level will help them say, okay, I'll give her a moment of my time. And sometimes that leads to 10, 15 minutes or them showing you the house. So I think that's a huge piece too. So I did want to share that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love it. You've given us a lot of good tips, and hopefully encourage some people that might be new and scared to go knock on a door,
Yeah, because now you have no excuse. We've just told you so many interesting ways to make door knocking relevant and important. So
Yes.
go out there and door knock.
So go out there and door knock. Thank you
Give
so
it an
much.
hour. Give it an hour, and you will find that 9 out of 10 people you talk to appreciate you, and introducing yourself and saying, hey, if you ever have any questions, reach out. Or
That's right.
likewise, I'll reach out to you. But a little bit of both.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. You've given everyone so much great knowledge, and we hope to see you again sometime.
Yes, you guys. Hey,
Absolutely.
if you know a mom out there that has some really good knowledge about something and they should be on Girl Educate Yourself, contact us. We would love to have them as a guest. Have a great day.